How is it going, guys? Onesie here, and as you probably already know, Pokemon have just announced that there will be 2 new games for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, these games are going to be Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Now, these are these are pretty much confirmed to be Hoenn remakes or Hoenn sequels. So, sequels of the games Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, but I don't know about Emerald. That's probably not going to happen because they didn't do a Crystal remake with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But anyway, I thought that I'd pop in with my 2 cents on what I wanted to be in these games with my top 5 things that I wanted in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Now, this is the first time I've been doing one of these, first time I've done one of these videos, and I'm not really that sure of what I'm supposed to say, so please bear with me if this doesn't look the greatest. But anyway, let's just get into it and let's see what we've got. Right, for number 5, I have put down here a deeper story. Now, the reason for this being that Ruby and Sapphire didn't really have much of a story to it. All we knew is that there were two evil teams trying to fight each other for dominance over the land and the sea, and it just didn't really put that much into it. I guess they did do quite a bit with the father character. They really put a lot of emphasis on the fact that there's actually a father in the game, and it made the main character have some kind of goal to actually get to their father and get to their father's level and beat them. But with the games we've been seeing recently, with what do you call them? Well, mainly most of the Gen 5 games and X and Y, we've seen a heavy emphasis on character development, specifically in Gen 5 when we had N, who pretty much turned around and changed all of his ideals. So I feel like with the current trend that's going on, I feel like a deeper story and a lot more character-driven elements to the story would really help out and really be able to make these something special, rather than just complete remakes and everything. I'm also going to say here that because of the recent trend, the recent trend of story-driven elements in Pokemon games, I don't think that these will simply be remakes. I think these will be sequels and follow on from what Pokemon Black and White 2 did, because I feel like if they... oh my god, I'm sorry. I feel like if they just did remakes, it would just really... I'm trying to think of a way to put this. It would really take away from the real beauty of what they could do with the new engine and all of that kind of stuff. So, there we go. That's that, and yeah. Now, number 4 I've put down here is Walking with Pokemon. Now, the reason for this is that we really, really wanted them in X and Y, and when we didn't get them, we were really, really upset. But the one thing that everyone predicted after X and Y was released was that they were going to do something about Hoenn, like Ruby and Sapphire. And the reason that I put Walking for Pokemon down is that I feel like they've tried to do something like they're giving the fans exactly what they wanted, because when I've been on Twitter, I've seen a lot of people posting stuff like, oh, give the fans what they want, we want Hoenn remakes, and I feel like that's exactly what they're doing. Nintendo are simply giving people what they want with these remakes. They're not exactly doing it because it's following a trend or anything. Well, technically it is following a trend, but I feel like they've done it this quickly into the new generation that it kind of warrants the whole thing of giving fans what they want. And Nintendo aren't exactly in a great financial situation right now, so I feel like if they wanted to give everyone what they wanted, it would mean a lot of financial growth for them, and it would really be a successful year this year. And one of the things, like I've said, I've seen is Walking with Pokemon being very, very, very high up on people's list. And plus, don't you think it would be absolutely amazing to see like a Trico or a Mudkip or a Torchic walking behind you in 3D graphics in Hoenn? Oh my lord! Now, number 3 is kind of one that I've thought myself, like secret bases with the PSS. Now, the PSS was introduced in X and Y. It was basically a player search system where you would be able to find people from all over the world while playing Pokemon, and you would be able to battle and trade with them simply like by passers-by. So other people who are playing the game at the same time as you have like a chance of running into you on the PSS. And I feel like if that was integrated with secret bases, you could basically have your friends' secret bases popping up all over the map, all over Hoenn, and you could go inside and you could see what they were doing, and you could have a feature that would send your your secret base onto the PSS, onto Wi-Fi, all the way over to everyone else's games, and you'll be able to battle each other's teams, see what they've done with the secret bases, and I just really feel that would be a really cool addition to the game. If they're giving fans what they want, give what this fan wants, please. Secret bases with the PSS. Battle the trainers team when they send it up. You could basically have level 100 battles programmed into the game. I mean, at level 100 teams, you wouldn't even, like... The only problem I can really see with that is that people would start, well, I don't know, maybe they should put EXP, I don't know if they should have EXP for the battles if you find the player in the secret base. Maybe remove the player from the secret base 100%. So just have like a note on the table saying, oh, this was such and such's base, or, I don't know, maybe have them, like, be able to speak to them, program in a couple of sentences that you can say when you speak to the player who's in the secret base, but please just integrate this in. It would be so cool going around the map, seeing one of these little holes or one of the trees, like holes in the rock or whatever, clicking on it, and it will say, oh look, there's a secret base inside, would you like to go in? And just, it would really be cool. It would remind me of Fire Emblem, with the way that they did other players' stuff. Fire Emblem and kind of Bravely Default, where they had other players' teams on the map, but in Bravely Default they had, like, you would be able to fight your nemesis and other people who were actually in your friends, like, your friend list code thing, I don't know, who were in that, and they'd just appear in Norende, and you'd be able to fight them, and I think the same thing happened too with Fire Emblem, where you'd just be able to find people on the map. I don't know. I just really want that. Now, number 2 I've got here is more character customization, specifically for the male characters. Now, I would be 100% okay if they didn't put any kind of character customization in these games and had you play as a linear character. But with X and Y bringing about character customization, I have been absolutely in love with all of the kind of outfits and clothing items that you can actually purchase in the game, and it's just really been able to make people find themselves and create an identity for their characters. It's really awesome. But I feel like the male side, specifically the male side, it was very limited. Now, the females had a lot more swag than the males, and the male characters didn't have that much to really customize themselves. So if they do put character customization in the game, please, please, please add some more male options. Specifically, I would really like to see the Hoenn starters on a hat, like a Trico hat, Mudkip hat, Torchic hat. That would just be so cool. Now, and for my number 1, this may be a bit of a cop-out, but what I really, really, really want to see in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is Mega Sceptile and Mega Swampert. Simply because it's unfair that Blaziken got one and the other two didn't. I mean, Nintendo have always been very fair with their treatment of the starters, because they realise that other people, like, if you give one something, you can't not give the others something. It's like when you're babysitting children and like you give one of them like a cookie or a chocolate bar or a bag of sweets or candy or whatever, you can't not give the other ones any, because they'll feel left out and it will annoy them. And it annoyed a lot of people that Mega Blaziken was the only Hoenn starter to actually be put into the game as a Mega. So I feel like they can't get away with not making Mega Sceptile and Mega Swampert. Specifically, I really want to see Mega Sceptile with Grass Dragon typing and Mega Swampert with... I don't want it to have Sap Sipper. I really don't want it to have Sap Sipper, because that would be very, very overpowered. But I really want to see Grass Dragon Mega Sceptile. The reason, like I've said, you can't give one something and not the others. I mean, a lot of people really, really, really want this, because they would have picked Trico. Like, people who came into Gen 3, like me, they would have, like, had their starter be one of 3, and I was a bit annoyed when Sceptile and Swampert weren't given any. I really was. I expected it to happen, but I really, really want this! Mega Sceptile, please. So, yeah. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I doubt you did, but whatever. Like, I really hope you enjoyed, and if you have any other suggestions of things you really want to see in the game, then leave them in the comments below. And yeah, I really am interested in hearing what you guys want to see in the games, because I was having a lot of trouble coming up with my list, and I actually had one of my friends to help me. And yeah, so yeah. So thank you for watching, guys. I've been Wanty Bayonet, and I hope you're looking forward to these games as much as I do. Well, I am. So, with that being said, peace out, guys. Bye.